Welcome to another The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, and today is Dahl SMGs, the first day of SMGs. Decided to start with Dahl because the Sandhawk, might as well get it out of the way and just get to that. But first, Dahl SMGs have virtually zero recoil when you shoot them, incredibly little. They might have a tiny bit. They shoot and burst fire, like all Dahl guns. And they have kind of, solid stats. I think they are second to Hyperion stat-wise generally. Solid fire rates. They do fire automatic, non-hip fire. Not the most accurate there, but not terrible. But you can see, zoomed in, there's a little recoil there, but you're pretty much on point. You see there, it looks like 5 round bursts, which you can shoot pretty fast. So let's get into it. The Emperor, which does have a decently nice skin on it, is the legendary Dahl assault rifle. There is no Seraph or Pearl. In fact, there's not a lot of red text Dahl SMGs in general. The Emperor here has increased damage, but lower fire rate, accuracy, but increased magazine size. I think it's a pretty good trade-off overall. You can see here on him. Let's go back to that burst. So 57, 50. So you're getting also a bigger burst out of it. For this is a 5 round burst. The Emperor is a 7, and they do both have Dahl stocks and Dahl grips. Now, once again, like I covered in the snipers, the grip doesn't increase the burst count, only the stock. So the Emperor has increased damage, increased burst, increased magazine size. So it has generally increased DPS. You can easily keep it on crit. But it's not a heavily favored gun, I guess. You don't see a ton of people using it, and I'll probably bring this into Lynchwood and see why. But it shouldn't be a bad SMG. Maybe it's just because there is the Sandhawk, people don't use it too much, but when you look at those numbers, that's a solid damage increase per shot. Going from 223 to 331, over 100,000 per bullet. I don't think the fire rate's a big deal, and I don't even know if it actually is slower on fire rate because of the burst. Hip fire, you can definitely see that, but burst fire, I don't know if it's slower than that. And there's not more of a burst delay, so combined with the bigger magazine size, DPS-wise, I think this is a pretty good winner. I don't really know the purpose for the lowering the accuracy, but it's such a minor point, I'm not too concerned about it. So overall, I think the Emperor's a pretty good win of an increase, although not the most popular of guns. So next, I have the Sandhawk and the Lascaux, and they are actually both based on the exact same gun, which I didn't really realize till I was doing this. So the Sandhawk, I might as well get to it, as we all know, is a bandit barreled Dahl SMG that has a bunch of interesting things to it, and it is the strongest SMG in the game. Even DPS wise, yes, it does beat the Tatler, and I will explain to you why in a minute. So when you compare it to a bladed regular SMG, you have less damage per pellet, although not a lot. You have less fire rate. Now that Sandhawk, I think everyone knows how it fires, but I'll shoot the wall here. Should have shot once. So you can see there, you have 3 pellets on each side, then 2 stacked in the middle. So there is 8 pellets there for the cost of 3. And it has a 4 round burst using 12 ammo per shot. And they group pretty well, as you can see there. Now, what's different on this is you have a really low fire rate, because hip firing, it's pretty slow here. Whereas, you can see that's quite a bit faster. So the Sandhawk by hip is fairly bad because of that slow fire rate. But on ADS, because of the massive amount of pellets and that burst delay, which isn't really any more or less than this, whoops, you see there's not really a burst delay there, or none to really concern yourself about. So the reason why the Sandhawk in some DPS tests would look lower than the Tatler, or lower than its actual DPS, is because they use that fire rate. But the Sandhawk's ADS fire rate is actually a big increase from its hip fire rate. And that's what was not calculated in that test that said the Sandhawk had less DPS than the Tatler. I replicated those results, and that is why I know this. So yeah, if you actually give it a proper fire rate and figure that out, it does surpass the Tatler. That out of the way. So the Sandhawk does have some drawbacks, both fire rate and damage and ammo consumption, but that doesn't matter because the massive amount of pellets you put out is just ridiculous. I mean, you can just see the damage there you're putting out compared to that. It's a massive difference in damage, and just a massive amount of pellets. And you know they're unlisted, so with the B, it's even dumber. So that is the Sandhawk. It is one of the top weapons in the game, without a doubt. Even without the B. You do not need the B to make the Sandhawk amazing. It is amazing all on its own. Once again, just putting out that many pellets. I mean, you're basically that damage times 8. That's more than makes up for the ammo cost of times 3. I don't really know if there's anything else to say about the Sandhawk. It's just really good. It does have also slowed down pellets, so there is a lot of drawbacks for its massive damage, but that doesn't matter because the damage is so high. You know, you can speed up the pellets with a flying variant, or you can, you know, obviously use a B shield with it. You can use skills like velocity or accelerate. There's lots of ways to work around it, and you know, there's some guns like the Liuta had 0 drawbacks, just a ton of good stuff, but the Sandhawk, just 7 unlisted pellets added to an original pellet is too much, so they had to give it some drawbacks, and they are perfectly fine. Now we have the Lascaux. This has listed pellets. It has the same damage per pellet as its regular blue variant, but you get times 2. You actually get increased accuracy somehow, which I don't think that's 100% accurate because it's firing pattern that we'll see. And then you get increased magazine size as well, which is quite nice. So the Lascaux, I'm going to go out here and shoot a wall, is named after some famous cave, a cave with cave paintings or something along those lines, and it shoots in the form of an animal that you're about to see here. So that's why its accuracy is not quite, you can see it's kind of spread out. A lot of the bullets are shooting outside of where it shows, but it's fairly reliable in that. So you want, because of the bullets kind of spread out there a little bit, it does not have the greatest range on it, because as you shoot further, that will all spread out. But it's an amazing shotgun. It's kind of like an automatic shotgun with a deep ammo pool, and it's got a really good fire rate. So I actually like using it as a hip fire rather than a ADS, unlike the Sandhawk. You can see it's got a really good fire rate. So So it really chews through those bullets incredibly fast, where this, to me, it's got a long burst delay. So I don't know which one is faster, but hip firing, I generally just have better results with it. I could put a timer on my screen or something, I guess, to figure that out. I mean, you can blow through it with hip fire pretty fast as well, but you can really throw the bullets downfield with this thing. And it's not unlisted like the Sandhawk. It does not have the power of the Sandhawk. What's really nice about the Lascaux is it's just sitting in a pool in Frostburn Canyon, so you can go and pick it up whenever. This is, I think, one of the best guns for UVHM, leveling up wise. Not the best endgame gun. It's a good endgame gun, but when you're just getting through UVHM and leveling up and getting through that story, this is an easy gun you can keep going back and getting. And if you go in and out of Frostburn Canyon, every time you do that, a new one spawns. So you can go to the entrance of Frostburn Canyon, just go in and out 5-6 times, and there'll be 5 or 6 of these in the pool. So it's pretty easy to farm for good parts on one as well. It can't come in elements, so that kind of holds it back, but not terribly. So it's one of those easy, good, reliable guns to get that can really help you level up. So that's it. That's the Dahl SMGs. There's not many. All three are really good. Oddly enough, the Emperor might be the worst out of them, but I'm going to go play with that and see how that actually holds up. I'll probably go play with all three of these in Lynchwood and see how they compare, because yeah, they're all good guns. The Sandhawk obviously sits at top because it's the Sandhawk, and unlisted pellets are just kind of broken in this game to a point. Even without amp shields, they're just incredibly powerful. You know, all those pellets go well with something like chain reaction, and there's just all sorts of good with it. So, you know, this is definitely the king, but the Lascaux is phenomenally easy to get and a damn reliable gun. And the Emperor, which went into my backpack, is solid, but not really sought after. So we'll see how that stacks up. That's it for these. I'm going to do Bandit next, just to get past the Tatler and kind of talk about that in comparison. So Bandit SMGs will be the next one, which have quite a few more to go over. But yeah, Dahl is all for the win. Gearbox did a great job with these in general. So thanks for watching. Let me know what you guys think. Stop by the thread and leave your comments below. You can add to the conversation at either place. If you've not yet subscribed, I appreciate if you do that. And I will see you guys later. Thanks for watching. Bye.